Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Performance Tough Field here on the campus of Wheaton Academy for this non-league game against the cadets of Marmion Academy and your Wheaton Academy Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, the athletes are being escorted out on the field tonight by the officials. The officials team is Bryce Cam, John O'Brien, and Dylan Kramer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would all please stand for a moment of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Heavenly Father, we do give great thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight at this game, at this field, as spectators, as athletes. We thank you for a great start to the school year. We thank you for safety, and we pray that that will continue. We pray, Lord, that tonight that you would be honored by what is said and done, that the athletes would excel on the pitch, that the coaches would have clarity of mind, and the officials would call a fair and safe game. We pray this in your Son's name. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Marmion Academy athletes. Starting lineup, 0, Danny Sikowski. Number 2, A.J. Winsky. Number 3, Ricardo Cicero. Number 4, Jordan Pianato. Number 5, Mark Lopez. Number 7, Diego Tellez. Number 9, Harley Carner. Number 10, Barry O'Neill. And number 21, Roberto Rubio. The cadets are coached by Geraldo Alvarez, Aiden Logano, and James Highorn. Introducing your Wheaton Academy Warriors indoor zero, Declan Finnegan. He's a junior, number 4, Asher Barton. Junior number 5, Scotty Murray. Junior number 8, Troy Erickson. Junior number 9, Jacob Carlson. Senior number 10, Lucas Landstrom. Senior number 11, Josiah Pitt. Senior number 16, Micaiah Bovey. Senior number 17, Josiah Moriarty. Senior number 18, Caleb Moriarty. And junior number 23, Ethan Head. The Warriors are coached by Cody Crawford, Bruce Besnoff, and Ryan Cheney.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wheaton Academy broadcast. I'm here, Jacob York, with Matt Hockett. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
We are here at Performance Trust Field, where Wheaton Academy will take on Marmion Cadets. And tonight is a great night for soccer. Wheaton Academy coming into this 3-2-1. It is September 6th, and we are ready to go. Both lineups are ready. Both teams are excited to play in this great matchup. It's a great night for soccer.
Yeah, I think I heard from Coach Schnoffer earlier that 1-3-1 record for the Cadets isn't quite what it looks like. They kind of follow the same pattern. We've got small schools trying to play big schools for credibility, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to the coach before the game, and he said that this is a building process where earlier on in the season they play a lot of tough teams to kind of figure out positions and the strengths and weaknesses of the team and how to gel together and play as one unit. And that's kind of his goal and game plan tonight, is to try to work out the kinks early on in the season when they have to play these tough teams. And the starting lineup for the Wheaton Academy Warriors is Declan Finnegan. As the goalkeeper tonight, we have Troy Erickson, Logan Bates, Scotty Murray, and Jacob Carlson. And on the other side, we have Asher Barton, Josiah Pitts, Lucas Landstrom, Caleb Mariotti. Ethan Head is also in there in replacement of Sam Brown, who is starting on the bench tonight, and Josh Mariotti.
Yep. For our Marmion Cadets, we've got a starting lineup of number 0 in the goal, Danny Jankowski. Number 2, Andrew Iwaniski. Ricardo Saucedo. Number 3, Jordan Pineda. We have Matzio Lopez, Matthew Powell, Diego Tellez, Harley Kerner, Barry O'Neill, and Roberto Rubio that will be calling out these names here tonight.
As we have started play, as the Warriors look to clear it out of their own defending end, as Marmion will play the ball out of play. Troy Erickson looks to throw it in. As Coach Cesna was talking before the game, that Warriors need to come out early and strong. The Cadets are a team that loves to press early, so that is the game plan as Ethan Head wheels up the right side, and it'll go out on Wheaton Academy.
Yeah, nice balmy evening here tonight. I mean, I'm doing a little sweating here.
Absolutely. I had to take off the sweatshirt right before we started. It's a little humid out.
What do you think as an athlete as they get their forced corner kick here? Is the hot weather going to help an athlete?
I believe that hot weather can actually kind of get the blood moving a little sooner. I think it's a lot easier to get going from the start when it's a little warmer out as opposed to when it's cold. As Marmion looks to play the ball. As Wheaton Academy's defense, we have Josiah Pitts and Jacob Carlson leading the backfield. Coach says has put them together for the last couple games now, trying to space them out and work some team chemistry here off the bat.
Scotty Murray, good attack man. He's never going to go lighthearted on this field, and more than likely Scotty's going to be subbed out often because he's going so hard. As you see him just tracking down every ball.
Right on cue there as Scotty Murray goes barreling down after going 100% after that ball. Yeah, Scotty's quite the athlete, and I think another aspect of Scotty's game is he's very emotional out there, which is a good thing because he uses that to his advantage and can kind of use that to boost his speed. Both teams are struggling to find a consistent pattern to start this game, kind of back and forth as of right now. So Wheaton Academy will play it out of their own end. Good header there by Josh Mariotti. Scotty tries to find Ethan Head, but blocked by the Marmion defense. That is a great chip play there into the Warriors' defending zone, but Declan Finnegan will pick that one up quite easily as Marmion's rush will come to an end.
Yeah, it looks like number 8, Alanis, is not in the starting lineup, but he's on the field. So we're going to call his name. He's up front for Marmion right now. Of course, if you want to jump into the comments and correct us, feel free, and we'll take a look at that later.
Absolutely. Josh Mariotti plays it out of midair. As both the Mariotti brothers play up the middle together, they have that twin chemistry, which I think is a big part of their game.
So interesting. I always think that Caleb, number 18 there, has a little bit more finesse. Josh goes pretty head-on, strong down. Let's see, just so you can decipher them if you can't read their numbers. Looks like Josh has got the blue shoes tonight. Caleb's got the white.
Absolutely. I think that's kind of why their games go together so quickly, as Caleb's maybe a little bit better, a little bit quicker with the moves and getting around defenders, where Josh kind of is a great player when it comes to going to the corners and getting the dirty plays out.
8, Troy Erickson with a big throw in there. We got a number of players that were on the state championship team from last year. And I know, I mean, if you're Marmion, you're coming into Wheaton Academy's home field, you've got a chip on your shoulder saying we're going to take down state champs, right?
Absolutely. And another thing that Marmion is probably going to try to take advantage of is this squad is quite young. I know you mentioned a lot of these players being on the state championship. A lot of them were on that team as sophomores and freshmen, which is kind of surprising. But that's what Cessnov's goal is early on, is to get this younger team motivated and playing as one unit, as we have a lot of experienced players on that state championship team, but a lot of young guys that need a little bit of guidance. Scotty Murray tries to make a move, but once again, the Cadets will stop that. As the Cadets will throw this one in. Once again, the Wheaton Academy team is very young, which makes them very quick and very agile, which is very tough to defend against if you're Marmion. But once again, Marmion is a big school. They have a lot of older players as it is. And Scotty will wheel on that one. And Ethan Head will get a break, but the Cadets will spoil that right there at the goal line. And Josh Mariotti wheels through all the defense and will take a shot. No, he's stuffed right as he was about to get his shot out.
Yeah, a couple of different strategies as Scotty stabs at the ball. I was watching, Scotty sends it across. I was watching Messiah University's girls soccer team, is ranked number 17th in the nation this past weekend, and their strategy was definitely long ball and let your one person up front play it. This strategy from Wheaton Academy is typically to go up the sidelines and to feed it across. So something like that Josh Mariotti move up front, he just didn't have anyone around, right? 3 people collapsing inside, and he has no feed across the 6 because he's up in front of everybody else.
Absolutely. I think that's another part that Wheaton Academy has to start to figure out, is the chemistry up front when they wheel the ball up the left and right side. They need to be able to find the people in the middle, which I think Marmion is going to collapse on those guys that are in the middle and kind of let Wheaton Academy take it from side to side and just defend the box.
Yeah, as play continues, let's talk about the game changers here for a second. One of those, we'll bring that scoreboard down so you can see the rest of them, is, I mean, who's going to score? The middle one, right? You were just speaking to it, but what's the chemistry up front? Because truthfully, the Warriors don't have a lot of in-game goals. They did win in PKs. So Cadets get a little movement, but Pitt's able to clear that out of the way. So they're going to have to figure out, you know, B. Robert Platt was the goal scorer last year, right? Or Giovanni Nikoski. You know, it's just these different players that maybe had a little bit more impact that are gone now. So this is one of them.
Yep, absolutely. Another thing that Cessnov was saying is that they are having a difficult time trying to place people up front, and they are rotating people quite a bit because they're just having a tough time putting the ball in the back of the net as of recent. That's why you've seen Jacob Carlson up there. You've seen Josiah Pitts up there. You've seen Scotty up there. Yep. Everyone's kind of rotating. Ethan Head has been a goal scorer for them early on, so they just need a little bit more on the offensive side because they look pretty conditioned on the defensive side of the ball so far.
Absolutely. Well, that 2-game win streak has helped their momentum. They're kind of in a down and out. You know, they lost to St. Charles North, then the Maine South, but then all of a sudden they came back. Mattia Valley was a great win because Mattia Valley tied St. Charles North 1-1. We lose to them 4-0. That's pretty devastating in terms of soccer. But, you know, things slip away really quickly when you're trying to get a lead back, right?
Absolutely, and especially in soccer, because I believe soccer is such a momentum-based game where because one goal and then you have to wait a while for the next. And if you can get a 1 or 2 goal lead early on, it's quite tough to come back from.
Well, what do you know about that last bullet point? Finnegan.
Declan Finnegan is an absolute beast back there in the net. He's been starting there for, I believe, this is his 3rd season starting on the varsity team. He's just been, I believe, like kind of the foundation of this soccer team. I think he was one of the main reasons that this team was able to go to state and win state last year because he is such a force back there and does not allow too many goals. And that is just a super important thing for a soccer team to have that rock-solid foundation at the bottom. Scotty for a header in close and just misses wide, as Marmion will clear it out downfield.
Yeah, they're kind of missing that height up top, so they're not going to win too many balls in the air. I'd like to see that cross maybe stay pretty low, waist level, keep it on the ground, especially on turf. You know the ball is pretty consistent roll, and then find that foot. Yeah, Finnegan, either honorable mention or all-state last year as a goalkeeper, and now a multi-sport athlete, as you call his name at football games.
Absolutely. He's been selected as the kicker for the varsity football team, and he had quite a first 2 games in a debut. He was almost perfect, only missed 1 field goal attempt, I believe. But, yeah, he's got quite the boot, if I could say so myself.
Yeah, he might be our 3rd or 4th leading scorer on that team right now, and just by kicking the ball.
Absolutely. As Wheaton County looks to play the ball up. Lucas Landstrom, also another force on the offensive side that they're looking to spark by getting him the ball a little bit more.
Head's going to be one of those guys where I feel like he's going to be able to turn and fire pretty well. So you can see him kind of backing down his man there. I think they want him to be the scorer.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a growing process for him because he was not on the varsity team last year for the playoffs or for the regular season, which is a little bit difficult when you are starting to play and you just start right off the bat in the season, which is going to be a growing process for Ethan Head, but I believe he has the skills and ability to do it. It's just going to take a little bit of time as Wheaton County will play the ball up the left side. As he plays Scotty the ball, who will look for someone in the middle, and Marmion will foil that attempt once again as they play it down in Wheaton Academy zone.
Asher Barden, brother of Jude Barden, another now alumni of the program who, boy, he had the height to always come up in those corner kicks.
Absolutely. Jude Barton was a good force for this Wheaton Academy team a couple of years back.
It's a good strike. Let's take a look at that replay for a second. You can see, just saw a little bit of daylight.
And a nice spin and then pass to the middle. But he was quite deep on that shot, quite a ways out, but it looks like they have a little bit of power on their shots. So
it's a bold move to challenge an all-state goalkeeper, though, from the 30.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be Marmion's goal early, is to challenge them and try to make the Warriors play a little bit passive early on. But looks to not be the case, as the Warriors have had quite a few chances already in this game. As Troy Erickson once again throwing from that side. Troy Erickson is another great player that they've moved up into the offensive line a little bit, but he hasn't been able to capitalize, so maybe we'll see him get some time there tonight. But he's sort of on the smaller side, but once again, he can absolutely fly. Probably one of the fastest kids on this team.
Oh, great ball up.
And great stop by Declan Finnegan. Once again, that is that veteran talent that Declan has, knows how to play those plays oh so well, but great ball there by Marmion.
Well, tall guy getting on the ground is always pretty sweet. But that was, who was that? Number 4, Pinedo, who was able to try and track that ball down. Almost had a chance. It was a good through ball, kept it on the ground. But right now, I'd say momentum's on Marmion's side.
Absolutely. I think Marmion's had a couple better looks at the net so far. Their passing just looks a little more crisp early on in this game.
Well, we want to thank our camera operators early while we have a chance here in midfield. Oh, as a through ball just misses Scotty there. Camera operators up top, Frederick Rasky and Haley Rouse, and down below, Ethan Cobb. And then Alex Schultz. So appreciate them. Got graphics. Jenkins George and Olivia Rindy giving us our camera switches here tonight in our instant replays as technical director. All of which are sports broadcasting students. A class that I particularly enjoy as the teacher, but a great way to end the day all the time.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite classes, and it's a great way to finish off the school day with a little sports talk and getting ready for the upcoming games in the week. But, yeah, it's a great class and a great opportunity to learn more about how the production side of sports works. As they will play the ball to Caleb Mariotti, who looks for Ethan Head, but looks like the Cadets will spoil that attempt one more time.
Yeah, I'm looking at the previous schedule by the Cadets, and their offsides is called there. The Cadets, they have a loss to Geneva. Here's that little offsides play. You can see you got one extra step there on Jacob Carlson. Good call by the official there. St. Charles East, they lost 5-2, and they lost to Wabanzi Valley. I mean, we're talking schools of 3,000 people. So they're taking their chances with the schedule up top there.
As the Marmion coach is getting a little into it with that last call there. Looks to have been like Caleb Mariotti might have tripped up the other player, but Marmion coach thinks otherwise. Marmion coach has been warned there by the officials as play will resume. Ethan Head looks to play the ball into the corner, but it'll just go a little far. Wheaton Academy trying to turn back the momentum. It looks like Marmion is just a little more overall, just their game looks a little more smooth and connected right now, where Wheaton Academy is still trying to figure out those kinks. That's exactly what Coach Sesnov was talking about early, is that they need to start working out those if they're going to be a contender in this season. But this is kind of how they started off last year. Is this is what Sesnov was talking about, is that the schedule is built around kind of building a building stage to start off the season, where they play these tough teams and they figure out what their team's strengths and weaknesses are. And so that's where the stage that they're in right now, and they're hoping to start turning that around really soon.
Yeah, we're not going to say that the conference is going to be a cakewalk. They've struggled with the conference. Timothy Christian's a great school in the conference. St. Francis, great school in the conference. You got to show up for Riverside, Brookfield. But some of these other schools provide a different style of competition. Let's just call it that. We're chasing down there. Looked like Caleb Mariotti there that time.
And Scotty with a great attempt. Walked that ball in all by himself and tried to find Josh Mariotti right in front.
Oh, yep.
But couldn't quite handle it, as Wheaton Academy's had a couple good chances here in the last couple minutes, so maybe they are trying to gain some momentum and get back in this game. But as Coach Sesnov said before the game, that this Marmion team is very good at pressing the ball and plays very good on the attack side, so that's what Wheaton Academy needs to stop.
Oh, dangerous ball there on the plate in the middle. Jacob Carlson trying to get a clear out.
Asher Barton with a great stuff there right in the middle as the cadet player looked to wind up a shot, but a great stop there by Asher.
Yeah, Oliver Alanis, number 8, really being a force there. I can always see that they're trying to touch him and then move it forward. Yeah, speaking of conference play, it looks like we've got St. Ed's coming up soon, Elmwood Park, Timothy Christian, Ridgewood, Riverside, Brookfield, St. Francis. 6 games in a row before we head off to Iowa. Going to be conference play, so we'll be done with this kind of style. That's a weird ball.
As the ball was right along the sidelines,
Sam Brown sends one over there, but yeah. All right, well, speaking of Sam Brown, here he comes.
Yeah, welcome to the game, Sam Brown. Gets a little bit of a interesting start to his night.
Sam subbed in for Scotty Murray. Sam's got a goal in the season.
Absolutely. He's a younger player, once again, a sophomore, I believe, but he's really quick on his feet and very agile is what I've noticed in the first couple games.
Yeah, I believe Sam's father played for Wheaton College soccer back in the day, so it may, if it's possible for athletics to run in the family, that's what happened. Absolutely. I know we know Sam worked hard for his athletics too.
Absolutely. Asher will look to kick this one off.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to hit Sam with a quick shot, but Sam waved that off, so he'll send it deep.
So once again, the Cadets will make a nice defensive stop and play the ball out, as their defense has been locked down right up the middle. They don't look to play on the sides too much, but right in front of the net they have been quite tight, which is going to be tough for the Warriors to figure out a way to get around them.
Rubio's got some speed as he moves up, number 21 for the Cadets, as we look for a through ball to head. Just a little too much on it.
I think there's been quite a few of those that have just been out of reach for the Warriors offense, which is kind of what a lot of the players were talking about, is they just need to figure out the chemistry for this team, especially with a lot of younger players. The veteran leadership is going to have to start kicking in rather soon. Nice move there by Marmion, as they are diamond passing in the backside of the field. They're starting to play the ball up. Once again, Marmion's passing has been oh so crisp so far, but have not been able to capitalize, as the Wheaton Academy defense has been rather sharp so far.
Sam has nice touch with his feet there. That was, I think, Micaiah Bovey.
This is Josiah Pitts, also a veteran on this team, got a lot of playing time last year on that state championship run. He's quite the athlete and quite the player.
Absolutely. I think our former goalkeeper sub off the bench, Hoekstra, grabbed that ball there. He left for football and is playing a good role there. Our backup goalie here on varsity is Connor Riddle, who I believe is a sophomore as well.
Once again, a lot of sophomores and juniors on this team with the backup goalie, and just a lot of the players who are even starting are just really young compared to a lot of these other soccer teams and these bigger schools that they're playing early on. As Marmion gets a chance in tight, and an unbelievable save by Declan Finnegan, and he will stop it once again as the Warriors play it out. Look at the instant replay on this. That is absolutely tremendous.
I don't know. He jumped and got his, oh my word, the athleticism there. O'Neal with a near miss there. He was in the right place.
And after the original save, it played off one of the Warriors defenders and got back and was rolling towards the net, and Declan sprawled out and made another fantastic save. Once again, Declan Finnegan being a rock-solid foundation for this team. As Lucas Landstrom will chase him down on the far left side there. As he's been rotating in and up quite a bit. As another attempt for Marmion. They just missed the net.
That was Pinedo. Let's talk about our recent schedule while we got a chance. Sorry, the replay is playing in the background. We'll show that to you in a second. But you can see our slow start against Batavia. Again, a big school. South Elgin, we're doing okay. St. Charles North is the big loss. But we had a big loss against St. Charles East last year. 8-0 we lost to them. So we're on a little bit of a win streak back. And we've got some conference play moving forward. So keep, of course, in touch with what those scores are by following athletics.wheatonacademy.org or Wheaton Academy Athletics through Instagram as well. Wow, that was quite an offensive stretch there by the Cadets.
They are, once again, have the momentum early on, and Wheaton Academy is going to have to start changing up their game plan if they want to turn this game around.
Yeah, what is that game plan, Jacob? I mean, in my personal opinion, we haven't had ball control at all. We're trying to move it forward, but.
Absolutely, and another thing that Coach Lesnar was talking about is they just need to take the chances when they get them early on. A lot of guys have been too timid to start shooting the ball at the net, and they just need to make some good rushes and good pressure towards the net. If they do that, then they'll start putting the ball in the net. And another thing that Scotty Murray was actually talking about is that they need to just build off of every game that they've played so far. And as you can see right there, Kyler Finnegan is being subbed into the game.
Yeah, Kyler, the younger brother of Declan. Subbing out for Caleb Mariotti right now. So fresh legs. Again, these guys work really hard. There's no doubt about it. So Coach Schnoffer is going to get his rotations in there, see how deep his bench can go. Of course, as it's hot out, you got to stay hydrated on these, right? Cramping becomes an issue. A lot of times you see it more in football.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in soccer, the hydration part is a little more key because you are running constantly and burning those calories so fast, and a lot of times you're even sprinting for minutes on end. So just getting some fresh legs out there and giving the players the time to catch their breath and grab some water is a huge key to this game.
Josiah tries to switch up the field, just trying to weave it through, maybe one extra pass and down the field instead. So he was trying to find Lucas Landstrom. I think, again, their offense is probably going to originate that way, going down the sidelines and then working the ball back into the middle rather than go straight up the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that the Cadets are doing well so far is they're doing these short passes and trying to find people down the field, where Wheaton Academy is still looking for the long stretch pass early, which has not worked out for them. As they play down in the corner.
Yeah, Pinedo was able to save that. Tries to feed it back up here to Magana, who has not shied off from taking that strike from 25 out. Take a look at the replay. He got a one touch there.
Great move around Sam Brown as he has an absolute cannon kick. That's the second one he showed off tonight. A lot of speed on that ball. He's just been high and wide twice now, so hopefully he can get that shot under control moving forward if they want to try to use him to capitalize on the net early.
Yeah, really, the football goal line, you've got another 10 yards besides that in the back to hit the goal. So he's striking it from 35 yards out, which even in practice, you might not hit it without a keeper.
Absolutely. As once again, they're trying that through ball and that long stretch pass, and it just has not worked quite yet. They're probably going to need to start trying to work short passes up the middle instead of trying that long pass down the side. But maybe they'll keep trying, and maybe they'll end up finding a chance here and there, but right now Marmion has that pass locked down. So now you see at the top, you see Ethan Head and Sam Brown up there. Also, Kyler Finnegan is not in the game. It is Gabe Rodriguez. Our mistake on that. We thought it was Scotty Murray, as he is throwing up his hands at the ref, and Declan Finnegan frustrated that they cannot get the ball downfield. Once again, I think Declan's veteran leadership is also a big part of this team, where he's a big voice and a good role model for the younger players on this team. Scotty will throw the ball in down in the Wheaton Academy end. So a long toss there to Sam Brown, who will run it up the side. So that ball stays in for quite some time before the Cadets pound it back into the offensive side.
Scotty chases that down. We got a sub. Let's talk about Declan Finnegan for a second. We'll show him here. This is who we've been talking about. Declan, I don't know. What do you think? 6'2", 6'3"? He's got some height on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a tall guy, and one thing I know is I've known Declan for a long time is he is just such an athlete, and I think that's why he reads the ball so well. As you can also see William Clegg getting his first action in a while.
Okay, first action with his feet, but man, Will's got action with his mouth all the time. He is talking up a storm.
Absolutely. He's quite the emotional guy, and kind of that's how he plays on the baseball team too, is he is a driving force when it comes to getting his team ready and hyped up. But he's playing at the top for Wheaton Academy today, as he was playing in the backfield earlier this weekend. Yeah, it goes to more of your, we're not exactly sure where people are right now. As it's beginning of the season, we're preparing for, a little bit more intense play in the conference and then tournament schedule later on. It seems like it's the start of the season, but we have 3 weeks under our belt already. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this soccer team is just trying to figure out their rhythm. As you can remember last year in the state championship run, they had quite the rough start last year too, with playing these tough teams and trying to figure out who was going to play where. And then some of the veterans like Robert Platt kind of stepped in and kind of helped this team mold. So we'll see if that will happen to us this year, as Wheaton County has some good possession early, and a shot from Josh Mariotti, and it is in! What a shot from Josh Mariotti! Wheaton Academy goals, they go up 1-0.
Well, and it's a beautiful ball, I think played back by Sam Brown, then Will Clegg to Josh Mariotti, and he just found the little gap between it.
Absolutely, that was top corner, as Josh Mariotti makes a great move around Marmion player and uses his left foot, off foot shot there, and it looked so good up there. Top corner, as Wheaton County will take a 1-0 lead, and that is what they needed early on. Yeah, there's Josh right there with the blue shoes. Again, looking a lot like his identical twin, but it is not Caleb, who I am sure is one of his top celebrators here after that goal. Absolutely. The Wheaton Academy bench erupted after that shot. As you could kind of see everyone duck down like, is that going to go in? And it did. Well, we haven't had many shots on goal. I mean, certainly maybe 25% of what the Cadets have been getting here, but he made it count. We talked about it. Josh Mariotti is going to push the ball forward more. He's going to be a little bit more aggressive than Caleb in his style of game. Absolutely. As Caleb will play the ball forward to Will Clegg, and he is just offsides. Good call there by the officials. I thought so too. Will had an extra step. Well, you got to use this momentum. We've got, how much? 13 minutes left in this game. Oh, and speaking of momentum, let's use this time to also say, follow us on Instagram, please. We provide a lot of different content on our Instagram channel at The Real WA TV, including some, recent news stories, not just sports things. So we're going to do a student news show tomorrow during community time. But appreciate the follow here on YouTube as well. Wheaton Academy riding the momentum of Josh Mariotti here. His goal, Josh riding the momentum as he's going to look to push forward, and that's the perfect ball. I love that play. Right
down
to his brother, Caleb Mariotti, down in the corner. And once again, that twin chemistry is paying off for the Warriors here early on, as they will play it in the middle, and oh my goodness, so close, but it looks like Gabe Rodriguez was hit in the face by the goalie, and he is down and hurt.
Take a look at the replay. I'm not sure if we're going to see it right here. Yeah, you can see it. Looks like
took an elbow to the face right there.
Right across the top. The keeper hit the ball. I think it was on the process of trying to save it. It's just one of those plays. Try and give Gabe a little space here as he's trying to figure it out. It looks like the official is pointing to the head. You know, it's one of these things, of course, in sports in general right now. Concussions are a big deal, right? So we're going to pay extra close attention.
Absolutely, and as you can see, Kyler Finnegan going out there probably has his replacement to give him a little bit of a breather. I don't think the goalie even saw that Gabe was coming out of the right side. I think goalie was focused on the ball, and as the goalie lunged for it, Gabe came right out of there, and I think he took an elbow to the side of the head. But he looks to be walking and looks to be up and okay. Hopefully he will be able to come and re-enter this game later on. As you can see right there on the screen, Jacob Carlson talking to one of the assistant coaches about moving the ball forwards, as it looks like, is by his hand gestures. Once again, Jacob Carlson had a lot of playing time last year on the varsity. He even scored in the state's semifinal game, crucial goal. But, yeah, he's, I think, one of the veteran leaders on this team. But this year he's playing in the back side of the field, where last year he was playing up top and just scoring goals, where they've moved him around. But it seems like he is in the back side of the field, and they think they like them back there.
Yeah, well, and that guy he was talking to is Coach Schnoffer, our head coach. And I got to get the name right because his mom's watching on our live stream. So we'll make sure we give her son a shout out as he is a state championship coach. Looks like he's meeting Gabe right here at the half just to see how he is as he's walking off with our trainer. His play gets started underway again. I like the ball across the midfield. We got it again. Josiah Pitts maybe instead of one touching it, maybe try and settle that. It didn't look like that was a trap at all.
Absolutely, and now they have Josiah Pitts, Sam Brown, and Will Clegg up top, and Kyler Finnegan on the close side. Kyler Finnegan, younger brother to Declan Finnegan. Kyler's a tremendous athlete and has a little bit of a flair for the dramatic as he gets into it quite a bit. But you have to love players who have that, and there's always a couple players on each team that can get into those big moments and provide a little bit of a spark for the team.
Yeah, when you're not afraid of the big moment, and not only that, but you make the big moment, it looks like we're going to get a foul call on the Warriors there. You know, sports is a bit of an acting gig, especially in soccer. We always talk about that, making sure that you're kind of selling who you are. I think basketball in so many ways is looking like you deserve a foul call, looking like you belong on the floor. And I would assume the same as in baseball, right? There's just a little bit of like, oh, yeah, that wasn't a strike. I'm not going to play it like it was a strike instead of like you made a decision early on that your head goes down. The umpire's just going to agree with you.
Absolutely. I think that's part of sports is there's a little bit of a showmanship in general as Wheaton Academy looks to disagree with that call as they thought it was out on Marmion, but looks to have been touched out by Sam Brown down low. But, yeah, I believe that's a part of every single sport, and I think it's a little bit different in every sport, but every sport has a little bit of showmanship and a little bit of showing how to process and show the refs what you think should be the call instead of what maybe the call really is. And I think that is quite the case here in soccer, is maybe taking a little bit of an extra fall or stumbling a little extra than is what is necessary. But Marmion has a kick just outside the half as they will play it off to the left side. About 10 minutes left here in the first half. Wheaton Academy is up 1-0 on goal by Josh Mariotti from quite a ways out. But that is how we start the scoring, and we'll see if Marmion can rebound, as Marmion had the momentum early, but it looks like Wheaton Academy has all momentum right now, as there will be a sub here as William Clegg will run off the field.
Well, our clock cannot tick down fast enough when you're in the lead. When you don't have the lead, you're always thinking, oh, man, there needs to be more. All of a sudden, I'm like, 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? It feels like forever. Looks like they may have called us off sides, but I don't think it was Sam Brown in that case. All right, Cadets get the ball. Restart play. Well, we certainly stole the momentum away from them, as they haven't had much offensive output recently.
Absolutely. As Wheaton Academy still trying to hold on to this lead before the half comes to a close. Still quite a bit of time for Marmion to get back in the game if if they can start getting a little more momentum and starting to string together some rushes, as ever since that Wheaton Academy goal, they have had quite the tough time. So once again, the Marmion coach quite frustrated with these referees early on.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like direct to an official, not just in general. Like it's some hard yelling. The side official kind of took offense at that.
Absolutely. As I think another key aspect in all of sports is that coaches lead the attack in terms of dictating calls and also standing up for their teams. And I think that soccer is kind of a much different one because you really have to stay on your sideline. You can't really run out to the field to argue in the middle of a play because play doesn't ever stop hardly in soccer.
You can't even call a timeout, right? It's just like you get that small amount of time each time to talk to them, and you trust the players that you've practiced with for so long.
Absolutely, as Asher Barton played that ball out once again, as he is quite efficient back there in the backfield, as another strike from quite far out, as Marmion has had a tough time hitting the net early on when they have Declan bail the Wheaton Academy Warriors out. But once again, the kicks from quite a ways out, that one was about at the 20-yard line when you add a couple extra yards considering that the goal is behind the football goal.
Yeah. Well, and it was your center back. Tellez from Marmion's coming up and hitting that strike. Not saying he can't. I'm sure he has before, but they've got it from all different directions, but it's kind of the same strategy. Try and pound it from far away. Scotty Murray back into the game, so he's been rested. He's going to get some.
Scotty, you could see, yelled Sam Brown's name before that throw like he knew exactly what was coming, and Sam started to make a run, and the pass almost got through. As a great pass to Kyler down the line and just offsides once again. Warriors having a tough time with that one extra step that they could have capitalized on early on.
Yeah, I think Kyler was trying to hit Shinataluga, and I think that's the second time that he's been called offsides. As he came into the game for Gabe, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
As he got hurt. So, the Warriors bench right now extended a little bit deeper than normal.
That's another thing that Cessna was talking about is that early on they've had quite a few injuries and sickness, and that's something that Warriors are going to have to work through beginning conference play soon. Played out by Troy Erickson, who's also played up front quite a bit lately, but it looks like their goal is to put Troy and Carlson on the backside there, along with Asher and Scotty, which is a pretty solid defensive line back there when you take a look at it and look at their experience here on the varsity level.
It's like a weird stoppage of play as the side official called it out of bounds. All the referees are mic'd up, so they can talk to each other, not mic'd up to us. That would be amazing.
We get some real inside info.
We've got the capability to mic up a football player, and I think we're going to do it in pregame in one of these upcoming games, which can be sweet. We're also trying a 4K mirrorless camera on the field on Friday, which has a lot of potential. We just need to score and win big against Aurora Central.
And we'll use that opportunity to make sure you guys tune in Friday, where Wheaton Academy will take on Aurora Central Catholic in a football game. Their third game of the season, as they have started off 2-0, and they look to build off of that. But we will be live streaming that, and make sure you guys will stay tuned for that, and make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss that when it comes live.
Yeah, big event for Wheaton Academy, those football games. Maroon Platoon's going to do a blackout on that night. If it was as big of a crowd as Neon Night, it's going to be massive.
Caleb Mariotti down the right side with a lot of speed and looks to play the ball to the middle to Sam Brown, and just cut off by Marmion once again. Marmion clogging up the middle as Warriors rushes down the side have gotten a lot better throughout this game. As you can see, Caleb had a lot of speed, and you can see that ball was going right to Sam Brown.
I think it's the right play. It gets past that one defender. It's going to Sam Brown right into the net. So, and what's the worst case? You got yourself a corner kick where you can settle down. This is where the height of Tenakaluga might work, and then Josiah Pitts, if they can find his head, he's great up top.
As you can see, that one was it was a little bit of a miss kick down there in the corner, but Wheaton County will recover, and Josiah will weave his way through Marmion as makes a couple nice moves.
Oh,
still has the ball.
Spinning around.
Kyler Finnegan now has the ball in the corner as he makes a great pass, and just offsides again.
Yeah, his nickname's Tebow. I heard Coach Schnaufer yell, come on, come on. I think he's probably going to have a conversation at halftime about it. Just being aware of where you are in the field. We got under 4 minutes to play here in this first half. If you're just joining us, Josh Mariotti with a strike from about 25 yards out, finding the back of the net over the top of the goalkeeper.
As Sam Brown goes down there, looked to be tackled by the Marmion player.
Yeah, I think the official wanted to play on, but then decided there's a little bit too much back and forth, so we'll get the free kick here. It looks like Barden's going to take it, but he might just tap it over to Scotty.
Absolutely. As you can see, Marmion's kind of playing with the chip on their shoulder. They're playing a little bit chippy, a little bit aggressive, which is you have to give them credit for that. But also you can see the coaches are really into it as well, as this is a very passionate team and a good squad. So Asher will take the kick right here.
I don't know what's going on. Looked like Scotty was going to play a trick with him, and Asher couldn't decide. And we're not winning anything, but it looks like, I don't know, that's this just outside of the box. Got a direct kick here.
Looked like a handball maybe by Marmion just outside the box. So it looks like Josiah Pitts is going to take this kick from in tight. A great opportunity for the Warriors to capitalize and make it 2-0 before halftime.
It's a good angle by our rookie camera operator, Ethan Cobb. It's Josiah and Caleb stand next to each other. We're going to see if they're going to feed it to a player on the right hand or left hand side.
As Caleb will take the shot, as he chips it, and it's in! Caleb Mariotti will score the second goal, and the Mariotti brothers are leading the scoring here for Wheaton Academy. A great shot to the left corner. He didn't put a lot of speed on that shot, but it was perfectly placed as Caleb will join his brother in the goal circle for tonight's game. Caleb Mariotti, what a shot, as both the Mariotti brothers showing it off tonight for Wheaton Academy. So Wheaton Academy will take a 2-0 lead with just under 2 minutes left. Both the Mariotti brothers capitalizing early for Wheaton Academy, and they needed that.
It's great. And again, this is where it gets a little tricky for Marmion, because if we push too hard, we're going to counter on them, and they're going to be stretched thin, and they can't keep taking these shots from 20 yards out. Declan's all over it. Caleb Mariotti, boy, such a precise goal. We're going to have to show these replays of both Mariotti goals here later on, as you see Josiah Pitts get tripped up and stoppage in clock, which means we're going to get a yellow card here.
Absolutely, and once again, as you can see there, Josiah Pitts wasn't tripped up too much, but went down just a little bit, and you can see that influenced the ref to make a call. And once again, Josh Mariotti and Caleb Mariotti both getting into the scoring early on in this game. Quite the duo as they play right at the midfield together. And what a precise shot there by Caleb. As you can see, didn't put a lot of speed on the shot, but placed it right where he needed to.
Yeah, and that was all drawn up by the other free kick that was awarded, and Asher Barden kind of sent that into play and put a little pressure on. Well, that was Rubio that called for the yellow card, and I think it's right call because it was dangerous, but it wasn't aggressive in any way.
Absolutely, I don't think it was intentional whatsoever. Just Josiah was moving a lot quicker than him and got a little tripped up. So you can see Marmion starting to pressure the Warriors a little bit more as they're getting a little more aggressive, which could work to their advantage, but also you got to be careful because the Warriors could capitalize on a couple mistakes by Marmion and make this game a little out of reach.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the strategy here with Snoffer is you got under a minute to play. You just play a ball out of bounds and just slow up the momentum, or you just try and kick it to the other side of the field. I just send the ball long, but they're looking for a little bit more control here.
As Kyler Finnegan is alone, Marmion the defender catches Kyler as he was a little bit out of steam, it looked like, as he had been running quite a ways for that ball, and I think he just ran out of gas up the field.
Sam Brown keeps it in, gets it to Scotty, and back and forth going down the sideline here.
That was such a tremendous pass, though, by Sam Brown. Nice little chip pass over the defenders, and Kyler saw it perfectly and started running and just ran out of gas.
See, we got under 10 seconds left, but a great through ball by the Cadets. Tripped up on the side. And it looked like 26, Fitzgerald just missed an opportunity there at half. So the Warriors with a 2-0 lead. Both goals coming from Mariotti, but different Mariottis.
Absolutely. Caleb and Josh both capitalize early. Two fantastic shots. Josh with a little bit more finesse move, which is what we thought Caleb was going to attribute to this game. And then Caleb with an absolute precise shot. Wheaton County takes a 2-0 lead against Marmion. We'll take this time to thank our sponsor, Movable Feast, for the halftime scoreboard.
Yep, we'll rejoin you with about 1 minute left to play in this half. You got a 10-minute halftime here, and we'll show you a couple of those replay goals from the first half. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome back. The second half is about to get started. Wheaton Academy's up 2-0 against Marmion. It took an early lead and then capitalized on a later goal right at the end of the half. What are your thoughts after the first half?
I mean, I get pretty excited with a goal. I mean, for starters, our first game that we played, and here's one of those goals. We'll show it from a couple of different replays. I think that's what, the Josh Mariotti one, or
I believe that's the
Caleb?
Caleb Mariotti one on the free kick.
Okay, we'll see it from a couple of different angles. So here we go, that same free kick right there. That was the second of the two goals. And the first one coming from Josh, as he's kind of going to touch this ball up and then come back to it, as you see. I mean, it was 0-0 tie against Batavia. So now we have double trouble here. We've already got 2 goals in the half.
As you can see, that one actually went bar down. Did not realize that on the first play, but I got so excited when Josh made that move. I almost spilled my water. I got so excited, and I was jumping up and down.
That cutback was amazing. Oh, and you
can see how hyped everyone got. As we will start here, as ball is started off by play to Josh Mariotti. No better start after that goal in the first half, and we'll see if Wheaton County can continue to pour it on here in the second half.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Yeah, I think Coach Schnoffer's got to be pleased with what they saw so far. Of course, as a goalie coach there, Coach says, has done a great job with Finnegan, but I mean, he kept us in the game. We could have been down 1-0.
Absolutely, could have been down 1-0, and Declan made 2 tremendous saves in the same play, jumped up to stop the one, and then scrambled back and recovered the other. That was just an absolute tremendous play by him, and I think that kind of got the Warriors' wheels spinning just a little bit before those goals by both the Mariotti brothers.
Yep, you're playing with house money, as they call it, if Finnegan saves that when you should have been down. So I think that freed up the Warriors a little bit to go a little bit harder and be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe even they saw the play of what Marmion was doing and tried to capitalize on some of the same things.
Absolutely. Marmion needs to stop shooting from so far out if they want to try to get back in this game. The far shots are okay, but at the same time, you need to start getting shots in tight, as that's what the Warriors have capitalized on early on in this game. But starting up top for the Warriors, Ethan Head, Lucas Landstrom, and Sam Brown will take the lead up top, which is a little bit different duo or trio than we've seen all game.
Yeah, Lucas got some early touches that they're going to try and get the ball to him. A little bit too aggressive there maybe by Caleb. Just missed it. But I think that's the right play. We've seen it a couple of times going down the sidelines. Sam Brown really came in and made a difference. I think before he came in, we were looking at 0-0, and then he came in and really kind of stabilized our possessions for us.
Great move there by Ethan Head, as he'll play the ball in the corner, and it touches the
it
Marmion
touched him,
player,
but
but
they
a foul on Ethan Head. But, yeah, I believe Sam Brown is a great aspect to the Warriors' offense, as he moves the ball really well. As you can see on the replay, Ethan with that last little shove there right at the end, knocked down the Marmion player. But, yeah, I think Sam Brown is just a very unselfish player, and he just moves the ball really well and helps the Warriors' offense score. And I think another way you can see that is that when Josh Mariotti scored that goal, he was the first person with his hands up in the air getting excited for him. So, yeah, I think Sam Brown is just a great piece of this team, and it'll take him a little bit to get completely adjusted to the varsity level of play, but he's a spectacular player, and he's going to be a great help for this team.
I don't know what the conversation was on the sideline, but looked like Gabe Stein-Rodriguez there was having a conversation with our trainer. And, it's one of those things with the head. I think they're going to try and err on the side of caution there. We'll see if he comes back in, but I'd be surprised if he does.
Once again, a slide tackle gone wrong for Marmion, and once again, Marmion not exactly happy with the call, as they've been a little aggressive and a little chippy towards the refs early on, and it looks to trickle into the second half. Lucas Landstrom will take the kick down there from near the corner, but not quite.
Well, those Marmion cadets are a little bit closer than 10 yards. Lucas wants his extra space. I think he wants to keep this ball a little bit lower, too. Maybe send it a little bit more direct right across the 10.
You can see Jacob Carlson, who's on the backfield, normally is playing up and driving towards the net, and he was pushed down, but no call there from the officials, as the goalie made a great stop knocking that ball straight up into midair.
Yeah, good eye. I missed Jacob being pushed down. I saw the action behind it. But keeper for Marmion, Jankowski, doing his fair share, getting his hands on the ball. Again, the play earlier in the first half with Gabe, he just kind of, keeper's got to punch the ball out of the way.
Absolutely. As you can see, you haven't seen Declan do that too much this game, but the opposing keeper has done that 3 or 4 times, might be his go-to in a moment like that. As Caleb Mariotti will try to move the ball upfield to his brother Josh, who plays Sam Brown on the far left side there. And he looks to be offside. I thought Sam was on that time, but...
Well, the official on this near sideline was having a conversation with the coach from Marmion, and I'm not sure he made it in place to see that. We don't have that replay, and it's a good thing. We don't need it.
We do not need that replay.
It's like a ball that was called a strike in Major League Baseball, and you just don't want to show it at home.
Absolutely. You don't need to, no need to embarrass or potentially embarrass the ref if call has gone wrong. But we play on, and Sam Brown looks to be emotionally recovered after that call. As Marmion will play the ball down, look for the Warriors' tactic a bit with the long pass as they chip it into the center, and it goes over the Marmion head as a tough bounce on the turf goes straight out, and the Marmion player slides and keeps the ball in as they have it in tight still, and Troy Erickson's speed to recover that ball and plays it out, but Marmion looks to try to keep it in.
Yeah, Owinski just missed that opportunity there. Just maybe take a short. I think the grass or the turf is getting a little bit wet, you know, here in this late evening, so the ball's going to skip a little bit differently.
Absolutely. As you can see earlier on, they weren't slipping as much, but it looks as of right now that they're just kind of being tripped up just a little bit, as it'll be a corner kick for Wheaton Academy. Wheaton Academy needs to, if they want to put this game out of reach right now, they should need to capitalize on this ball.
I love the pressure here by Ethan. He never gave up, and he actually took that angle away from the keeper being able to come out. Marmion had no choice but to send it out of bounds. So we got a corner kick, and you know, if
Sam
it was
Brown will
me,
be taking the corner kick.
I'd try and find Josiah's head, but we'll see what happens. Josiah comes to that far side.
As Jacob Carlson with the header, and it doesn't have quite enough juice on it, as it was going right towards Josiah, like bold prediction there, but looked to be spot on just until the last second.
Jacob knew what's up. He wants credit for that.
As I was talking to Jacob Carlson before the game, actually, and he said, look for me on the corner kicks to try to get in on the action, and he was right there.
I love that.
As Asher Barton still in the game, has had a great game defensively. Him and Jacob Carlson and Troy Erickson have locked down the backside of the field, and Declan Finnegan has also done a great job in net.
Carlson's one of those guys that was a sophomore on that state championship team. Got a good number of minutes during those games and even in the championship game. So coming in here as a junior, he's got varsity experience that we needed.
Absolutely. As Caleb Mariotti will rush the ball up the field. And what a move there as he dipsy doodle right around the Marmion player, still has the ball and will play it up to Sam Brown, who takes a shot, and it goes right at the goalie. Have yourself a night, Caleb Mariotti. What a couple moves there. As you can see the replay, that was just after the move, and a great sliding shot there by Sam Brown. But oh my goodness, Caleb Mariotti.
Moving forward with pace. Man's aggressive with a straight line all the time. Nice job, but boy, did he make a couple of moves to, we're not going to say embarrass the cadets, but certainly got past them fast.
Absolutely. You could call that breaking someone's ankles. As I think you made the right read on Caleb's game, a little bit more finesse than Josh and a little bit more speed, but both of the Mariotti brothers have had a tremendous game so far tonight.
See the Maroon platoon off in the distance behind those little barriers there is, I believe it is Waware Knight. Maroon platoon, kind of led by Mrs. Ranker, is doing a great job getting our student body excited. A lot of games to be a part of. A lot of them will show up at the football game, but I know they want to have people at the volleyball game as well.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, make sure you show up Friday night for the blackout with the Maroon platoon. Going to be a great football game. As Josiah was shoved quite hard.
Play on because of possession and move forward, and we just missed the opportunity out wide.
So Lucas just put a little too much on that ball as Marmion's getting a little more aggressive as the game goes on. It started and it's creeped up the entire time as they have gotten a little more physical and a little more chippy as this game has gone on. If you just joined us, it is 2-0 Wheaton Academy with just over 30 minutes left in play. Both of the Mariotti brothers have scored in the first half to give us the lead. And as we have, sorry about that for a second, but Wheaton Academy will play it back into midfield. As Marmion plays it down in the corner, as Marmion player chases it all the way down there, will just go out of bounds, as every other player on the field was expecting that one to go out. As Declan Finnegan will kick this ball off. He's got quite the boot, as we said before. He's also the football varsity kicker. And we'll take this time to acknowledge our Instagram at TheRealWaTV. Make sure you follow for upcoming events and just live stream events at Wheaton Academy in general. As this game started off with clear skies and the sun out, and it is all but nighttime now as the sun has gone down. It's gotten a little bit chillier, but still quite a humid night tonight. And Marmion has the ball on their own end as Ethan Head chases, and Scotty Murray with a great press there. Brown chases as the goalie comes all the way out and makes a nice sliding stop as our apologies, one of our cameras is down so far, and we are hoping to get that back up for you guys shortly as the Marmion keeper plays it way downfield as the ball will be hit to Josh Mariotti, also having a great night with the goal and also just a couple of plays to get the Warriors some chances. Hasn't capitalized more than just the one goal, but has had some great chances. As a red card on Sam Brown. Oh my goodness, I did not even see the play that happened, but Sam Brown has been awarded with a red card. It looked like he just tripped up the one player as he will walk off the field in disbelief. Sophomore Sam Brown, the second red card have been awarded this season. Scotty Murray had one earlier on as Sam Brown will try it off the field. So Will Clegg will take his spot, but Sam is unbelievably confused, as I am as well, as we have gotten our camera back. But as even the Wheat Academy coach is rather confused about what happened right there, as Sam Brown is just at a loss of what happened. I am at a loss of what happened too. I did not see anything deserving of a red card. He looked like a little push and shove, but nothing that had been out of the ordinary tonight for Wheaton Academy and Marmion for that matter. But apparently the ref saw something else, or maybe Sam Brown had some choice words on the field that we couldn't hear, but not sure what happened on that play. So Will Clegg will take Sam Brown's spot, it looks like. Or no, because of the red card, the Warriors will be missing that spot the rest of the game. That could give Marmion a chance to get right back in this. As Sam Brown's still standing there on the other side in disbelief, as Warriors have looked to turn it up just a little bit. And Marmion's still getting a little chippy, but no call there against them, as Warriors are not super happy with the calls that have been going on. Still have a 2-0 lead, and they need to protect that now after missing the spot with the red card. And great play there by the Wheaton Academy defense, and Scotty Murray will wheel it up to the other side using his speed. And Marmion will turn it over once again. Not having that one spot will be very tough for Wheaton Academy, as Sam Brown was awarded with a red card. The second red card the Warriors have had so far this season, as Will Clegg will join the action. As there's a Wheaton Academy player down on the field. So it looks like maybe just a slight cramp on the left side. Cannot tell who that is from up here. Looks like maybe he got tripped up a little bit, but he's down maybe with a cramp. As it is Ethan Head, I believe. Looks to be limping around, trying to see if it's playable. When you run around on turf for so long, your calves and hamstrings can cramp up very, very quickly, as he will limp off to the side. As yes, he is. He's going to be out of the game, as they do not want to try to make him walk all the way across the field, as he is laying in the grass on the other side by the Maroon platoon. As Marmion throws the ball in, as Wheaton Academy struggling now in the second half to keep players in the game, and Josh Mariotti tackles the player, but good sportsmanship there, helping him up after the aggressive play. As there is 28 minutes left in the game, as it looks to be that Sam Brown might have turned around and slapped the other player or elbowed him possibly. Still not exactly sure what happened, but refs thought it was aggressive enough and harmful enough to call a red card. So Wheaton Academy is going to have to play defense the rest of the game, as Marmion with a good chance here from out, and a shot towards the middle, and it looks to be blocked, and a great play by Asher Barton once again, and the ball will go out, and it looks to be a corner kick for Marmion. Or no, it'll be a goal kick for Declan Finnegan.
Well, I went down to the sideline just to figure out what may have transpired, and it sounds like the referee thought that Sam Brown swung at the Marmion cadet, so he called an immediate red card on it. And when I got down to the sideline, the coaches were all looking at our live stream to see if they could find it, and I'm not sure. You guys can all go back to that moment later on and see what's up, but that's the call that the referee made in the middle.
As Carlson with a good pass under pressure there, and along with Troy Erickson. But yeah, didn't seem like a very harmful play, but ended up being a problem as Will Clegg down the other side, and it'll just roll out of the bounds, out of his reach as he's getting some playing time up front. As you can see, Will Clegg wearing the cast on his right arm. Also a baseball player, had a throwing injury with his UCL partial tear as he has battled back with that, but looks to be in good condition and has looked good so far in this game with the minutes he's gotten. Looks to have good speed as well. As Caleb Mariotti with a good play as Lucas Landstrom twists and turns and will play the ball to Josh Mariotti, who makes a great pass to Will Clegg, and it is offsides again. Oh my goodness, though. Great pass from Josh Mariotti. Mariotti brothers have been the story of tonight as they both struck in the first half with goals from each. Caleb with a goal late in the first quarter or the first half, and Josh with a goal around the 20-minute mark. So 2-0 Wheaton Academy still, as Marmion has yet to find an answer, as Wheaton Academy's played good defense here in the second half. Josh Mariotti taking his time and makes a nice little chip pass to Troy Erickson, but it'll go out of play. Once again, Marmion's going to have to capitalize on the Warrior mistakes and the unfortunate red card that Sam Brown was awarded, as Jacob Carlson takes a powerful kick, and the Marmion player, number 2, takes that one right to the chest and keeps walking. Troy Erickson weaving around 2 players and will stay up with it, and a great pass there by Josh Mariotti as Caleb will start running again off to the races. A great pass to Troy Erickson, who's in all alone, and he will pass it to Josiah Pitts, and oh my goodness, he does not get a powerful shot off as the pass was behind him a little bit. Troy Erickson should have taken the shot by himself, and Josiah could not quite get a good boot on it. Oh my goodness. A blown opportunity for the Warriors to put this one out of reach, as Marmion will come down the other side as Declan plays it out of play. Such an unfortunate turn of events there for Wheaton Academy as Troy Erickson slowed play down. I believe he should have just taken the shot there. So unfortunate we can't capitalize on that. All right, a free kick here for Marmion, as they need to capitalize on this, especially after that Warrior chance, as they chip it in, and it's headed, and it's in. A goal from Matthew Powell as Marmion gets on the board. Great header there in tight. Just a spectacular play, and Marmion is only 1 goal down now. Wheaton Academy the goal scored at 24 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. Marmion with a little bit of momentum after that. Will Clegg will kick it off back to the team as Caleb Mariotti telling his team to calm down, just relax, breathe. We have the lead right now. And so that is going to be the Warriors' goal, to keep up the pressure and keep up the defense, as Marmion looks to be playing with another level of aggression right now after that goal. Probably the spark that team needed. Josh Mariotti weaves in and out, plays the ball off the side of Troy Erickson, who will play the ball to Josiah Pitts, and a nice kick up high, and Marmion will play it back down. And a handball on Lucas Landstrom against Wheaton Academy. As Wheaton Academy still playing man down after that red card from Sam Brown. Just an unfortunate turn of events there for Wheaton Academy, as the refs thought that Sam Brown whipped around and slapped the Marmion player. I know Sam Brown personally. I don't believe he would do such a thing, but once again, with the competitiveness and how games go, could have possibly happened. As Marmion with all the pressure right now against Wheaton Academy. Wheaton Academy needs a little bit of a spark right now after that blown opportunity, and then Marmion coming right back down and scoring. As Lucas Landstrom with a good body there, and Marmion player takes a fall as Marmion player number 8 is in tight all alone, and a great play there by the Wheaton Academy defense. Caleb Mariotti once again on both sides of the ball has been spectacular tonight. And once again, Matthew Powell weaving his way into the corner right there, and it'll be out on Marmion, so it'll be a goal kick for Declan Finnegan. I think Declan Finnegan is going to try to advance his ball as Wheaton Academy is having a tough try getting on to the other side of the field right now. But instead he plays it off to Asher Barton. He's played pretty much the entire game as Josiah Pitts gets a soft touch on that and tries to play a nice pass to Troy Erickson, but does not work. As Josh Mariotti playing with some confidence tonight, along with Caleb Mariotti, as Jacob Carlson will play the ball to Caleb. And Caleb will turn on the Jets and run upfield. And a great pass to Troy Erickson down the wing. Will he be able to get there? And, oh, he is absolutely bodied, but it looks to be clean. Great play by Marmion. It looked to be way too physical for the play to be good, but it looks like Troy might have gotten elbowed in the head on that play. But Marmion, once again, has all the momentum right now after that goal. So that ball will go out of play.
Well, this is, again, where it feels like slow motion as the time is ticking away for Wheaton Academy. You're like, get to the zeros. As, let's see, we got substitute coming out for Wheaton Academy, but number 16, Makaya Bovey's back into the game. Yeah, certainly we said that Sam Brown was probably one of the main keys to why we were scoring in the first half, with his ball control, possession movement. So him out of the game certainly has also affected the game, whether it was just the chip on the shoulder that the Cadets needed again to kind of restart the momentum. If there's momentum in sports, Jacob. I know it's a physics thing, but is there momentum
there
in sports?
1,000% is momentum in sports. As it looks to as it'll be a foul against Wheaton Academy, but also playing man down for the rest of the game with Sam Brown being out is a very difficult task. And even without the momentum, that is tough, but looks to be a difficult task for Wheaton Academy. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the Wheaton Academy YouTube page. That way you guys don't miss up any upcoming live streams, whether it's sports games, football games, soccer games, or also other Wheaton Academy live stream events.
Magana going to deliver the ball on the right side, but, I mean, an impossible play with Declan Finnegan and keeper.
Absolutely, especially with Declan Finnegan's height, as you can see on this replay. He just stands way taller than the rest of them and has very good hops for a goaltender, and I think that's another big part of his game. It's Matthew Powell, the one who headed in the goal for Marmion, will play the ball up as Marmion once again has all the pressure they need on the Warriors right now. As Warriors are kind of running around in circles and need to get some kind of possession from Marmion right now as they are diamond passing around the Warriors as they will bring the ball in tight once again. It's a cross.
Oh, got shoved in the back. Looked like the referee saw it. Pineda shoved who? Scotty Murray, right?
Scotty Murray, yeah. As you see, Scotty had a beat on this ball, and he got shoved right at the last second. Can't quite see it on the replays. It's panning over, but just put his hands out so that he could get a good look at the ball. But I actually believe it kind of hurt him because he wasn't able to get a good jump himself. But either way, Wheaton Academy's ball.
Yeah, Wheaton Academy finding themselves a man down here. You got to think through the strategy, and you can't call timeout. So you can't regroup people and say, here's what our new strategy is. The players are just going to have to go on instinct to say, we cannot overprotect and we can't underprotect. We got to figure out that nice balance for us.
Absolutely. As you can see, Kyler Finnegan and Troy Erickson ready to get back in the game. Troy was taken out after getting elbowed in the head, it looked like, but no call on that play that Troy was elbowed in the head as they will go in. Looks like Lucas Landstrom will come out. And also Shintuga will come out as well. Declan Finnegan with another goal kick here. I wouldn't be surprised if Declan tried to elevate the ball, but once again, they will play the ball off to Asher Barton on the side. So he plays the ball upfield to Troy Erickson, who's playing at the top now, as Kyler with a nice little move there. Once again, Kyler's game is kind of make a move and shoot, and it's been exemplified so far in this game with the minutes he's gotten. Another shove on Josh Mariotti, as Marmion's playing very physical, but it doesn't seem to affect them so far. Great move there by Josh, as he will play the ball up to Josiah Pitts. Josiah makes a nice little move to get around him. As you can see, Caleb Mariotti's kind of shifted back just a little bit in the field, not playing as much offense right now. I think they need that with the red card of Sam Brown. And a shot there, and it is just over the net.
Yeah, right idea by O'Neal here. He gets a step. You see him touch to the right foot. No one really picked him up. You know, if he could find that upper 90, maybe he's got a chance. I think you got to attack Finnegan closer and on the ground.
Absolutely, and that was also a great receive of the pass there by O'Neal, as that pass was a little bit behind him, but he received it so well and got that shot off pretty quickly, and it was an uncontested shot as Wheaton County wasn't able to pick it up. It's Caleb with a good kick out to midfield. Just a little bit of back and forth action here. There's 16 minutes left in the play, just over 16 minutes, as Marmion has all the momentum right now in this game after that missed opportunity by Wheaton Academy and then goal scored right thereafter by Matthew Powell.
Yeah, this is where you kind of miss the Robert Platt and Jude Bardens of the world, where you've got possession up top or possession with the defense and the leadership, right? I mean, Troy works his tail off all the time, but you've got Will as the loud guy, right? And he's on the sideline, but he hasn't been in this experience. We need that voice on the field, being able to control the guys a little bit more. And well, that's going to come through experience here this year, but we'll see who steps up, kind of handles it. But we definitely have to slow this momentum down. It's been all cadets for the last 10
Absolutely, and I
minutes.
think another part of what Coach Says was saying before the game is that building a team and trying to form a real unit kind of takes those personalities, like the loud personality and a leadership personality and then just a good teammate personality. All of those come in, and a great chance there by Marmion as it just goes wide. Looks like here on the replay, we'll see who got a piece of it. It was the Marmion player who got the piece of it there. It looked like Matthew Powell once again. Is he having himself another great start tonight as he got the goal? Just
over the head of their Asher Barden. So if that ball finds the foot of Marmion, we could be all tied up. It feels like we're holding our breath every 2 minutes here.
Absolutely. Warriors look to be treading water here in the second half. After that goal by Marmion, they have no pressure, no momentum, no possession, as Marmion is just trying to figure it out. As it will be going the Warriors' way, as once again, Marmion coach getting very, very upset with that call.
It didn't help. It happened right in front of the Marmion bench.
Absolutely. And that'll be going the Warriors' way once again, and the Marmion coaches are absolutely livid right now over those last two calls. But once again, when it's right in front of you, I feel like it's amplified just a little bit more because you feel like you're a lot closer to the refs.
You know, I see a little marking on O'Neal's arm there, as you see it right there in our shot. That signifies that he is a captain on that team, which you can tell by just the way he plays. Some captains are captains. Nice long ball.
And Troy Erickson looks for a header, and the goalie will recover just at the last second. A nice, strong pass there, but it looked like, I believe, Caleb Mariotti with a nice long pass.
Yep.
Went right past Josiah Pitts, and Troy Erickson was right there to recover, but couldn't quite capitalize. But maybe that's the momentum the Warriors needed.
Well, anything on this side is nothing on their side, right? So you got to figure out, you know, your best defense is a good offense here maybe in this strategy. But you can see that the way the Warriors are playing in the big, wide shots here that you see during the game, we've got 6 that are huddling back. We're not really putting anything up.
As O'Neal will get a close look, and he plays it to the center, and it is a tie game. What a pass by O'Neal, as Marmion will tie this one up with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Once again, a chance for Wheaton Academy Warriors, not capitalized on. And then Marmion will take the goal.
Looked like Magana was the goal scorer there, number 11, as O'Neal fed it across to him.
Once again, as you were saying, O'Neal with that captain-like performance so far, as he had a tremendous pass, being very unselfish, waiting for his teammates to get by. That is just a spectacular, spectacular play. As Wheaton Academy needs to get something going here.
You can see this replay one more time. O'Neal fed it right across, to Magana right there, number 11. So we said it's the perfect ball against Declan is you put it on the 6-yard line and on the ground. And
absolutely. That's a great ball there. It looks to be going to Josiah Pitts, who's in alone, chips it, and it's good! Josiah Pitts takes the lead, running up the field. Wheaton Academy players electric after that goal. What a goal by Josiah Pitts, running up to the Maroon platoon.
There's that little chip over the head of the keeper, and in soccer, they always talk about the first 2 minutes after a goal is scored is absolutely huge because you let yourself down one way or the other. This time, Wheaton Academy took advantage. Josiah Pitts sees what's going on, and hopefully Wheaton Academy again continues this now extra 2 minutes of play on their part.
Absolute unbelievable chip shot there by Josiah Pitts as he stormed up the field in excitement, as I bet he is feeling quite the adrenaline after taking the lead after Marmion tied it up, as Marmion in close once again. This is such a back and forth battle all of a sudden.
Oh, the referee calls that a goal or a corner kick as O'Neal was playing that, and defense just kicked it out for a second. 12:30 left to play. Wheaton Academy down a man.
As a corner kick here, and Declan will stop it once again. Oh my goodness. Declan Finnegan having a great performance tonight.
I think that was a design play where one guy was tying his shoe, looking like he wasn't ready for the play, and they fed the ball in during that time.
As another long pass, I believe Warriors, because they don't have the numbers up front again with that red card of Sam Brown, are trying to make one long stretch pass to one guy and have one guy outrun the rest of the Marmion defense, as that looks to be the Warriors' strategy tonight, and it worked with Josiah Pitts there as they take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, in hockey they call a shorthanded goal, right? You don't get many opportunities, but there was only one play, and that was Josiah beat him one-on-one.
In hockey, shorthanded goals don't come very often. In soccer, they come even less just because of how long the field is and how hard it is to play down a man. But Wheaton Academy takes advantage right there, as Declan Finnegan will retrieve this ball.
Yeah, keep it in play because time's going to go out a little bit. He's going to let Marmion challenge him. Play
Smart play
control.
there.
Yep.
As Wheaton Academy got a little burst of adrenaline after that goal by Josiah Pitts, hoping to play some good defense here for about 11 minutes left in the half, and that's what they need, as they will send it downfield and get a little bit of a breather. Smart play there by Josiah Pitts.
Back to hockey, you wish you could kind of change sides for a second if you're Wheaton Academy. Sub out 5 guys right there for a moment.
Yeah, they call that a dump and change. Unfortunately, you can't do that in soccer.
Looks like we got Finn Ruck getting ready to come in for the first time. Boy, a tough time to come in, right, as a young guy, and being able to sub in the moment. Well, I hope he's ready.
Absolutely, especially as a young guy coming into big moments like this. That's what builds character. As Caleb Mariotti with a great takeover, and he will play the ball to Kyler Finnegan, but it looks to be just a little too far. My apologies, Troy Erickson. As Troy Erickson looks to be a little bit gassed right now, as he's been out there for a long time this game.
Yeah, I think he called for a sub 10 minutes ago and didn't get it.
But Caleb Mariotti, Josh Mariotti playing very well on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball tonight, as both of them scoring the goals, but also playing back here in the second half after the red card. As they chip it in, and it'll just go out of play. No save there. Great play there by Marmion.
Well, really by both. It looks like Micaiah Bovey you know, had a chance to just kick it out of bounds and give him a corner kick too, and he somehow worked the angle to get a throw in. So we got substitutes from both sides coming in and out, and it looks like Troy deserved that sub as Finruck comes in for Troy. Absolutely.
Coach welcomed him with a water bottle as he needed a little bit of a breather before going back in there, possibly. Hopefully Finruck can somewhat fill his shoes for the remainder of this game, or if Troy comes back in later.
Good fight there by Josiah Pitts on both of those throw-ins, and that time kicked the ball off the cadet. Earn a Wheaton Academy throw-in, as you see down the line.
Kaya Bovey once again, as there you go, Finruck will get into the action right off the bat there, as Marmion needs to capitalize on an opportunity here with just under 9 minutes left to play. We'll see if they can tie this game up as they chip it in deep. Jacob Carlson will head it right back out of play. As Scotty Murray with a great play there, and he plays it to Caleb. Oh, and he turns on the brakes and plays it to Mikhail. Oh my goodness. Finruck was wide open if it got over the head. Caleb Mariotti showing it off a little bit.
Yeah, we're asking a lot of our defense right now. Mikhail Bovey on the near side. Jacob Carlson, Asher Barton, Josiah Pitts. They're going to get a lot of pressure in these last 8 minutes.
As you can see, a little bit of pushing and shoving there from Marmion. You can hear the Wheaton Academy coach yelling, "Unreal," from all the way up here, as he's not happy that Sam Brown got a red carded for a little bit of pushing or shoving, or slapping, if you can call it.
There's only a couple of people that have a slightly better advantage than us here on this field, and he's got 5 extra yards.
Declan Finnegan reaching up over the head of the Marmion player. Once again, veteran leadership knows how to play those situations oh so perfectly with all the experience he has. Finruck will play that ball, and it will be kicked out by Marmion there, and the throw will come in right here.
Did enough, right? Every time you get a throw in, you got to take an advantage to soak up a couple of extra seconds.
So Lucas Landstrom looks to get free, as body just a little bit, looking for a call once again and not getting one. Marmion has played aggressive all night, and I believe it's paid off for them in most situations. As he plays Josh Mariotti, he's wide open, and oh my goodness, they call him offsides. He looked to be onside from my angle, but let's see here on the replay. Oh, that is so close there, as he was wide open.
It is close, but so is a missed putt, and both of them are trouble for the athletes. So, yeah, I think that was offsides by inches, but still offsides.
I think if the one extra step took Josh Mariotti offsides, as he would have been looking for his second goal of the night right there. That's a great pass there by Finruck, though.
Yeah, definitely contributing as he came in a much-needed moment.
And chipped, and it's in the upper 90. What a shot! Looks to be his second goal of the game.
Alanis, number 8 for Marmion, with a beautiful touch with his left foot.
My goodness, what a game we have on our hands tonight.
I mean, tough one to swallow. So they're hitting Declan both up and down, left and right.
As you can hear all the bench yelling at Jacob Carlson, who looks to have a misread on that play, but the bench is the first one to pick him up, saying he's all right, he'll get the next one.
Yeah.
Great teamwork there as they chip it downfield. Caleb Mariotti looks to burn the Marmion players as he plays it towards the net, and it'll go out of play. But once again, the wheels of Caleb Mariotti paying off for the Wheaton Academy Warriors.
Well, I mean, you don't know how this game's going to end. We could easily see 3 more goals, but if it does end in a tie, because it's a non-conference play, it will end in a tie. So both teams have a tie this season already. It's been a pretty even match.
Absolutely. It's been a back-and-forth battle as the Warriors went up 2-0, and then halftime struck, and Marmion came back, scoring a goal, as we have a little bit of pressure there, and some Wheaton Academy players exchanged some words.
That should be a yellow card. He delayed the game right here. Watch the official pull it out. It was already set to play. And that's
red
a
card.
Red. So what I think that is the soft red. That's a double yellow. So I think they can probably have a second guy or a guy come in, but we'll see how this plays out.
And another yellow card.
To the coach. So there's the arguments there as the clock is stopped. We'll let this unfold here for a second.
As you can see, as soon as the player moved the ball, Josh Mariotti threw up his hands like waiting for a call.
Yeah, it's the right call. I've seen it called a number of times, especially on a free kick. So that's number 21, Rubio, that's out of the game. Did we put in a second player, or is it a 10v10 now?
It is a 10v10 now, I believe.
This is the way I want the game to end. Let's go all out here.
There's a little bit of a different dynamic. Most teams ready for 11 on 11. Has a good chance there as the goalie almost bodied Caleb Mariotti in tight, jumped over him and made a good play as Mariotti did not want to make any contact with the goalie. But a little bit of a change of pace now for Wheaton County Warriors, who can shift gears from the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we'll see if they were able to steal this momentum back. You know, it's a tough call on Rubio. Rubio, you know, he just moved the ball 2 feet, but he delayed the game process, and then it looked like he had an argument with the official. As O'Neill took a really hard tumble over the ball, I think he's okay.
As Finn Ruck will get a good look, takes a shot, and great stop there by Marmion goalies. They will play it out.
I don't think the goalie, Jankowski, was expecting it. Now, he did have the angle nailed down. We didn't have the follow-up. But Finn, with a really good strike.
Yeah, great look there. And I think maybe the goalie also might have lost it in the darkness quite a bit. He looked like he didn't see it until the ball was already on him. As it's out of play, but the play goes on.
This is where the referee's microphones come into play. Called the play back. It's a throw-in for Wheaton Academy. Troy Erickson will take this. O'Neill stepped over that ball, and I think he's still struggling a bit.
Looked like he tried to make a move and might have just stepped on the ball and rolled his ankle just a little bit. Took a very hard fall, though, right at midfield. And that's when the Warriors were able to turn it around to that great shot there by Finn Ruck. But he looks to be okay for now. Maybe going to take a sub and maybe get back into the game in a little bit. But
Marmion's getting all the water. I see 3 of their guys, no problem. None of our guys came over for any water, so we're just going to go the last 4 minutes as hard as possible. Let's see. O'Neill has to come out because play was stopped. We'll see how quickly he comes back in. It looks like he's kind of getting stretched out from maybe a cramp.
And Ethan Head will take Finn Ruck's place now at the top. Maybe Warriors trying to score one more goal before this game ends in a tie.
Finn getting congratulated on the bench. That's some quality minutes for him.
As they play the ball to Barton over there, as he looks to advance the ball up the midfield, takes his time and plays the ball to Lucas Landstrom, who plays it up the wing to Josh Mariotti. He is onside, in tight. He takes his shot, and the goalie stops it in tight once again. Josh Mariotti with another quality chance.
You can see he's so far ahead of the rest of the guys that by the time he gets down there, he has nothing to do except shoot, and we don't have any follow-up. So it's almost too fast for his own good, that point.
Absolutely, and he was quite far down along the side. And great move there by Josh Mariotti again. He plays it ahead to Ethan Head, and it's offsides once again by inches. Tough call there for Wheaton Academy Warriors, but I believe it was the right one. I think Ethan Head was about 2 steps offsides as he was all alone once again.
I think it's always the right call, Jacob. It is the call. We can't go backwards on it, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's the Warriors' undoing this game. Hasn't been. We've been called offsides maybe 10, 12 times.
Absolutely, and we've had a lot of rushes. If we could have had just one less step, might have been able to capitalize a couple more times. As Caleb Mariotti will throw this one in right to his brother, Josh Mariotti. And,
yes.
Great play there by Josh Mariotti. Lucas Landstrom, who chipped it and tried to find Josiah Pitts on the other side, but couldn't quite get there as Marmion will play it up the wing as Jake Carlson foils that attempt, and Scotty Murray on the far side. Been a little quiet here in the second half. Makes a nice play there, though.
Well, both teams being tested, both the man down, are going to have to cover more field for each of them. Both are trying to go pretty straight up the field. Josiah does the same thing here, looking for Caleb that time. But Marmion has burned us over the top in the middle. We've burned them over the top in the middle. It feels like the later the game goes, that's where the collapse of defense is happening.
Great play there by Josh as he will play Caleb up the right side. Caleb trying to beat the defender. And a good move there by Caleb as he got tripped up a little bit, but plays the ball down in the corner. As a good play there by Marmion to knock the ball out of play, as Troy Erickson will throw it in.
We'll see if he chooses to go quick. He does to Landstrom, who had a hard time with the throw in there.
He is knocked over, and it'll be a free kick for Wheaton Academy. They need to capitalize on this one, as you can see on the replay. Yeah. Shoved a little extra there.
That's a Winsky, just a little extra contact as he's moving him out of the way with his body.
A minute and 28 seconds left with Josh Mariotti taking the free kick once again.
Come on, Josiah Pitts. We want to see it on your head, man.
Josh will chip it once again to Josiah and knocked out there by the goalie. Josh Mariotti looks to keep it in and knocked down once again, and it'll be another free kick for Josh Mariotti with just about a minute left.
Well, now you're in an interesting place on this where you could go at the goal, but I'd probably try and kick this 15 yards on the ground, try and get something with an overlap.
As Josh looks to wind up for another chip shot, trying to find Josiah Pitts or Jacob Carlson on the far side is what it's looking like.
The clock's ticking down. They know it. We're not going to get too many.
He will take the shot, and then it goes far over the goal with just over 30 seconds left.
That's Finnegan's expertise. A little three-point field goal there. So we've got 27 seconds left, and Marmion's going to look for one more possession of their own.
As they play it downfield, as Barton with a nice play out. Josh Mariotti will look for an outlet as he weaves, as he chips it too far, looking for his brother once again. With 10 seconds left, goalie will kick it downfield. Barton plays it out to Lucas Landstrom, and Josh Mariotti will kick it out, and that will wrap this game up. Great match between Marmion and Wheaton Academy. 3-3 tie as this game will come to a close. All the players from both sides look a little bit disappointed in the tie, but good match all around. Great game by Marmion. Great game by Wheaton Academy.
Oh, my. Everyone worked their tail off. As a Wheaton Academy fan, I'd like to see the win, but that was quality. I could see both coaches here having conversations. It was a hard-fought game. I want to shout out the crew, of course, our camera operators giving us the shots, graphics op, and our TD. This is a collaborative effort by our sports broadcasting class, but let's not take away from the gameplay tonight. Really proud of the Warriors for showing up the way they did, being a man down for quite a while, and then having to fight their way back and getting a chance to go up there. They could have lost the game 3-2.
Absolutely. I think that was just a fun game to watch overall. From a non-biased view, both teams played an absolutely spectacular game. I can't say one team played this game any better than the other. This game started off 2-0 with Wheaton Academy going up in the first half, and then Marmion started to crawl their way back in the second half. Josiah Pitts with a late goal to go up 3-2, and then Marmion capitalized with about 5 minutes left to make it 3-3. Just a great game overall. Wheaton Academy with a spectacular effort. Marmion with a tremendous late comeback to tie that one up, as they are all hyped up just to get back in this game, as Wheaton Academy keeps their heads high as they played a phenomenal game as well.
Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing a few of the Wheaton Academy guys with their heads down because they had a 2-0 lead, right? And maybe that's a little difference maker. It felt like Marmion was the one that came back here in the second half to kind of even out the score. Hey, we want to thank our sponsors, Reliable High Performance Products, the Kingsland Group, Movable Feast, Paulson Wealth Management, Woodland Windows and Doors, and Service Master Clean for all of their efforts to help make this broadcast work as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for all of those. Thank you for joining me alongside this performance. I'm Jacob York, and Mr. Rocket has been with us as well. And thank you guys for tuning in here at Performance Trust Field. It has been a pleasure, and we will see you guys next time.